Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Uh, this is vlog number 2 in the Bikini Prep series. We are officially 2 days into prep, so 16 weeks out, first show. So we're super excited about that. Meant to do this a little bit earlier, but life got in the way, so that kind of happened. Anyway, what I want to talk about in this vlog is kind of why I got into competing or why I am competing, because I kind of get that question a lot, like, why do you want to do this? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm probably going to ramble. I have a whole bunch of stuff written down to try and stay on track, but we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so the first thing I want to say is that when you are competing or when you decide to compete, make sure that you are doing it because you want to, because it's something you want to do, and not because someone is telling you to do it. Because let's think about this. When you're competing, whether it be in bikini, figure, any of that type of stuff, you are, going to be prepping, dieting intensely for, 16 to 20 weeks, maybe less, maybe more. It all depends on your coach and your body. So that takes a lot of focus and a lot of determination and a lot of willpower. And also, it's expensive. And there's the whole, you're getting on stage in a tiny little bikini and you're being judged on every aspect of your body. So if you're doing it for any other reason other than you want to do this, probably not going to be a good experience for you. I mean, if I had listened to everyone that told me to compete, I would have been on stage 2 years ago, and I was definitely not in a place where I should be competing 2 years ago. So that tells you something right there. Secondly, competing is not for everybody. Like, you do not have to compete to, like, be involved in the fitness world. If you just want to work out and you want to train and all that stuff because you like it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. No one said that you have to compete to be involved in fitness. Like, it's not a requirement. I don't care who says that it is, because and if people are saying that, then they're like, don't listen to them, because that's not true. You do not have to compete to be in the world of fitness, be involved in it, any of that type of stuff. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Why am I competing? Little backstory. I was a gymnast for 16 years. I competed for 7 of those years. So, like, that whole, like, competitive edge has always, like, been in my blood. It's always been a part of myself. When I first started, like, really, like, getting back involved into, like, working out and fitness and lifting and all that stuff, for me, like most people, I think it started out as, like, I just want to be healthier. I want to lose a little bit of weight. I want to look better. So started doing that. Got myself a trainer. He helped me, with the whole lifting aspect, to really build muscle. Because I was tiny, if I knew how to post before pictures on here, I would, but I had tiny little string arms, and I really didn't have any muscle, and I didn't know what I was doing. So he helped me a lot with the actual, like, lifting portion of it, and, like, the, I guess, bulking or building phase of it. So for a while, and I fell in love with that, and I love lifting, and I love lifting heavy. So for a very long time, for me, it was all about, numbers, how much weight I could put up, like, how much I could squat, deadlift, bench, military press, all that stuff. Like, I love those types of lifts. I really do. It's, like, my favorite thing in the world to do. for a long time it was more about, you know, how much weight I could put up and not necessarily like aesthetics. Again, nothing wrong with that. But for me, that was like, you know, that was my thing. And I'm the type of person who likes goals. I like to have like goals, like set goals and like achieve them. So for a while I was like, I want to have like a 150-pound squat, which for a girl my size is kind of a lot. Or like I want to lift, you know, deadlift 200 pounds, or, you know, whatever, etc., etc. So for me, that's like what I was doing for a long time. You know, and throughout that whole time, I'd always have people tell me, you know, do you compete? You should compete, etc., etc. And in the back of my mind, that was always something I wanted to do. That was kind of like when I had first started really like using Instagram, and that's when I first started like finding all these like fitness accounts and like competitors and stuff. That's how I found my coach. I started following her on Instagram, and so that's kind of like, yeah, Instagram's a great thing. All social media is a great thing if you use it the right way. Anyway, so you know, I started following all these competitors. So I was learning more about like the whole competitive world, because like when people first started telling me, they're like, yeah, you should compete. I'm like, cool, but I didn't really know a whole lot about it, so I didn't want to like jump into something and not know. Because that's another thing about me. I like to plan as well. I like to know as much as possible before jumping into something. And I didn't know anything about competing, so why compete when you don't know what's going on? Anyway, so like I said, I'm a goal oriented like type of person. I like to have goals, and you know, competing was always something that was on my mind. It was always something that I wanted to do, but I was never in the right mindset. I was never in a mindset where I could be like focused and like be able to follow macros and like be able to follow protocol and all this stuff. Like for me, I just wanted to live my life. I wanted to lift some weights, but then I kind of wanted to eat whatever I wanted to either. Like I was not focused. I was not, you know, determined in that aspect. You know, so within the last like 6 months or so, probably less than that, but like within the last 6 months or so was when I really started getting, you know, serious. Part of it was like one day I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, like I'm not really a fan of how I look right now. So I started trying to get like more serious with like my diet and like my macros. Like I wanted to make sure that that was something like counting macros and like being able to follow a set protocol was something that I could do before like I jumped into like a competition prep. And like I had never, you know, tracked macros before, because for all those beginners or for your people who have done it, like it's a lot of work, and it can be overwhelming when you've never done it before. So I didn't, you know, like I said, I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to know, so I wanted to make sure that that was something that I could do. I wanted to make sure that I was, you know, in a place financially where I could afford it. Because competing, you know, you're spending like hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on like, you know, how expensive and how fancy you want your suit and your shoes and that to be. Because you can do it pretty cheaply if you know what you're doing, you know where to look, but it can get expensive because there's, you know, show fees, tanning, hair, makeup, all that good stuff that comes along with it. So for me, it was all about like getting in the right mindset. You know, finally, I would say back in like December or November, something like switched in my head, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get serious. Like, I want to see myself on stage. I want to, you know that this is something that I can do, that I can go through a prep, and that I can do it, and that I can, you know, stick to protocols, and I can stick to my macros, and I can diet, and, you know, like I want to see myself. Like it's a goal of mine to like be on stage. So I guess that's kind of like why I'm competing. Like not, I don't know. Yeah, that is why I'm competing. Is because it's been a goal of mine, and I want to know that it's something that I can do. Cause it's not easy. I've had a lot of people say it, and you'll hear people say it, like, prepping and being a competitor is not easy. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of, like, you know, you're waking up, you know, early in the morning, to get to the gym. Like, I'm waking up between, 5:30 and 6 in the morning to get to the gym before I have to go to work. And then, sometimes if I'm not working like a double shift, I'm at the gym doing my cardio after work. You know, prepping my meals on the weekends, making sure that I'm staying on track while I'm at work. Because yes, like I said in my last video, my restaurant serves fantastic food, but none of it fits my macros unless I want to have one meal for the entire day. Don't really know, I like food. I like to eat. I don't want to only eat once per day, so, I have to make sure all my meals are prepped. I have to, I plan everything out. I mentioned that a couple times already. When I get my, schedule, I will sit down and I will write down my schedule in my planner and on my whiteboard calendar, and I will color code it, and I will plan out my lifts. Like, this is a lift I'm doing this day, and these are the days I'm doing cardio, and this day I have to lift in the morning, or this day I have to do my cardio at night. This is my rest day. Well, I'm working a double today, so I have to make sure all my food's planned out, and I have to make sure that's packed so that I'm not, stuck at work with no food and I end up making bad choices. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. If competing was easy, then everyone would do it. And that's kind of exactly why I want to do it, because it's not easy. And I want to show everybody that yes, it's something that I can do. It's a lot of hard work. My job is not necessarily conducive to it, but I'm going to make it work. I've been, bringing my food in every day for the last 3-4 months. Everybody else, sitting there eating burgers and pizza and fries and all this stuff, and I'm over here eating, my chicken, my asparagus, and yes, I have fun foods because I'm a flexible dieter, but I still get in my chicken and my veggies, and I have to hit my macros, and I have to my protein and all that stuff. Like, that's the type of stuff that, that's the other misconception about flexible dieting, which we'll get into at a later date. But basically, for me, I'm competing because it's like, this is the hard part. Like, I know I am competing, and it's like, I feel like I can give a runaround, but I don't know if I can actually, portray, the actual reason. Yes, I want to show myself that I can do it. I want to show everyone else that I can do it. And I want to be able to say, hey, this is something that I want to do. Some people compete because they want to place. I would love to place. I would love to, be nationally qualified, first call outs, obviously. That would be awesome. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Like, I'm not going into this expecting to win, because I feel like expecting to win and then not winning, you feel, you get really let down, and then you feel really depressed, that type of thing. Like, I feel like setting my expectations low, it's my first show. I just want to enjoy the process. I want to enjoy the day. I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to be worried about that, and then have my expectations set so high, and then to not win, to just be at a low point. I don't want that. So I'm not going into this looking for a win. I'm going into this as brand new, scary experience. Hopefully it's not going to be ridiculously scary, but it's something completely brand new and outside of my comfort zone, so obviously it's going to be scary. But I have great coaches. I have a great support system with my family, my friends. So yeah, I'm excited. We are going to, see what happens in these next 16 weeks. Sorry for rambling. I don't know if there was I don't know if I actually said one specific reason why I'm competing, but I don't know if anyone ever really has one specific reason why they're competing. So I'm sorry if this video is just me rambling and doesn't make any sense. I just got back from the gym a little while ago, so that's why I look like this. But this is usually how I look. I don't really ever, have my hair down, look pretty and stuff, because it takes a lot of work, and I don't really want to do that. So, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Please let me know what type of stuff you want to see. I'm kind of just winging it right now, so if you guys have suggestions, please let me know, And yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble for a while. Sorry it's kind of long, but like I said, I ramble. So anyway, we will catch you on the next vlog.